The playful antics of Ziruoyan and Luo Fenai were misunderstood by Zhongli Huang as a plot against the prince. Hastily returning to the mansion, she disclosed the matter, startling everyone present. Lu Yan, who followed closely behind, hurriedly explained. The situation wasn't as General Zhong had assumed. The Empress and Luo Fenai were merely practicing martial arts. This kind of practice did not involve the use of their cultivation. However, Empress Ziruoyan seemed to be in a bad mood. After a while, the practice escalated, and she became visibly agitated. Luo Fenai's moves gradually became more fierce, eventually escalating into a scuffle. General Zhong, who happened to arrive at this moment, witnessed the scene. Due to the angle, a misunderstanding arose in General Zhong's mind, leading to some confusion on his part. Xiao Tian listened silently and nodded, indicating that the two often fought during the day and competed in drinking at night. He knew best how drunk they could get. Moreover, both empresses were his people. There was hardly anything that could escape his notice. At this moment, Zhong Yanming also came forward and said, "Your Majesty, you have lacked playmates since childhood. Suddenly having a lively friend might not be a bad thing. Especially since she is the Empress of the Demon Clan, an ally on our side. As long as His Royal Highness can easily control the situation, our great Flame Dynasty will not fear threats from other forces." Xiao Tian, feeling helpless, remarked, "That's the Empress of the Demon Clan, after all. If not for my self-discipline, I probably wouldn't be able to see you again in the future." At this point, Zhongling eagerly covered her mouth, curiously asking how the prince managed to control the two empresses. "Is there any special technique you can teach my dad so he can control my mom in the future?" Zhongli Shuang's face turned black and then red upon hearing this question. She stood up and roared at Zhongling, 3 days without a beating, and you're getting cheeky." Zhongling shivered all over. Shortly after, he received a severe beating from Zhong's mother, while Zhong's father could only watch from a distance without daring to intervene. Xiao Tian, with a faint smile, quietly enjoyed the scene of the little girl being scolded. He then turned to Lu Yan beside him and said, "Now you understand why I occasionally reminded Zhongling to be mindful of her words. I did it all for her good, but she just brushed those words aside. Before, I saw her as a little girl, and I refrained from getting involved in certain matters personally. Now, after being beaten by Zhong's mother, let's see if she dares to talk back in the future." Having said these words, Xiao Tian hummed a tune. Swaggering out of the Zhong mansion, Lu Yan, quietly watching Xiao Tian's departure, sighed inwardly, "The prince is truly unscrupulous."